You know what's crazy? Shooting a sniper with your eyes closed. I've never had an interest in watching K-dramas. Well, it was about, let me see, the starting of this year, a new friend I made, she introduced me to K-dramas. And this was the first one I started watching. No doubt about it, the storyline was actually pretty good. And I was actually invested in it. But there were some things I noticed in it that didn't make any sense. Like this scene where she closed the eye she was looking through the sniper with. How are you seeing the target? When I told my friend, she said it's the genes of her uncle. So to get into the story, her uncle runs, should I say, hitman organization? Now her uncle sells weapons for hitmen and cleanup crew and the rest. He sells equipment to make their job easier. That's why the name of the K-drama is A Shop for Killers. So her uncle owns this shop for killers. The name of the shop is what again? It's been a while I watched that thing. It was titled on time. Murder Help. Anyway, her uncle was strong and he had many people that usually come to him to get weapons and stuff for cleanup and the rest. I think there were 3 stages or compartments of things you can get and levels. So the lowest level, if I remember well, is yellow. Then the second level is red. The red is for the killers. And I think yellow is for cleanup crew. Those ones don't do any assassinations or anything. They are just there to clean up the mess and restore everything back. And so the last level and the highest level, that level is one where only Jian and Jiman, the main character and her uncle, like they're the only ones on that level. And that's the green level. That green level says that everyone that buys weapons and equipment from this shop for killers is obliged to protect them if anything happens. The story just revolves around this girl. I think something happened to her parents, then she had to live with her uncle. Because of the tragedy that happened to her parents, she became mute, wasn't really talking and stuff. But later, because of an incident that happened with her classmate, she began talking again. I think she was locked in a basement or something like that. Then another of her classmates, a boy, Lee Jongmin, came and saved her. And later that boy was working for her uncle in this. Well, he wasn't working for the shop for killers, but he was working in the cover website. Let's call it that, the cover website. But he actually managed to know about the shop for killers later. So this main character, she had been living with her uncle. Her uncle had been teaching her some stuff. What caused her parents' death? Let's say her uncle used to be in the army, or he used to work in the army, then went to a mercenary organization where he had a partner that liked to kill, that was very bloodthirsty. But him, he wasn't. He actually saved some people that needed saving, that were enslaved. But this guy always killed everybody. What's his name? Sojourn? Maybe Bale. The guy was really wicked and even killed some of their own guys in the mercenary organization to keep his deeds under wraps. The main character's uncle, Jiman, fell out with this evil bloodthirsty guy in the mercenary organization, and so he killed or tried to kill the guy. Like, I'm telling you, this doesn't make any sense to me. How can you be stabbed in your eye? Okay, how can you be choked? Let me use choked instead of stabbed. How can you be choked multiple times and shot? How many times did this guy get shot? Man, I'm not my notes here, man. I wrote down the notes, but I'm just trying this off the grid of the script style of storytelling. Anyway, how can you be stabbed, shot, and left in a house to burn? Like, he set the whole house on fire. No, he didn't set it on fire. There was a bomb planted there. The mercenary organization planted bombs all around the house. So they entered the house to finish up the whole operation. Then they'll blow up the house to conceal all evidence. So the bombs were set to trigger in like 10 minutes or something. So these guys finished fighting. Jiman, the main character's uncle, choked and shot this guy and left him there. And the house exploded. Exploded. I'm talking about there was no time for this guy to come out of that building. And the building exploded. Everything completely blown to smithereens. So later, this main character's uncle, Jiman, went back to his family. And this girl, she was still young at that time. And her parents were still alive. He went back for his mother's burial. So the main character's grandmother's burial, right? During that burial, then something happened. The uncle, like something minor, just an argument with his brother. Then the uncle took her, the main character, back home, while the parents just stayed there in the it's not cemetery, but all this kind of their waiting room for like where they do all the traditions and whatever they do. So they were just there waiting, doing all the things, taking greetings and condolences from people. And some unknown men or an unknown man came, and that's the last we saw of them. So those people were part of that mercenary organization under that evil guy, Bill, and they now took care of this guy's brother and his sister-in-law while they were in the mother's burial. So this guy heard of the news while he was at home and knew something was up, so he now went to the place now. While he was going, he called one of his friends to come and stay with Gian, the main character, so he will go. Hey yo, I think I'm going deep unnecessarily. I'm going deep unnecessarily, bro. Anyway, some things happened, blah blah blah, and that her former friend, that was claiming good boy all along, that saved her when she was trapped, saved in quotes, Bae Jungmin, he was captured. It was him and his friend, they wanted to be hackers, but he wanted to be a hacker and his friend was like, nah, that's not possible and stuff. But anyway, those mercenary guys under the evil one, Bill, were looking for hackers and now captured this guy and his friend. The friend, like they gave them a task to crack the code of that shop for killers. Like whoever cracks it first will work for them to crack the website that they need to crack. The other will be killed. This good guy, Bae Jungmin, he was on that, did it the quickest. And then his friend got shot. And this guy, I don't know what's happening with him. He just smiled. Villain vibes. The guy's Sukuna. That's how I started working for them. But something happened and this good guy, Bae Jungmin, kind of threatened the MC's uncle to log out, escape. And then he now did. He actually did. This guy thought his whole plan had worked. So he wanted to, let me see, take control of the whole organization and the whole shop for killers and keep this guy under his control. But there was someone that was working for this guy, for the MC's uncle, G-Man, that was hiding in the basement. He stays in the basement all through. He helped the MC and everything take control of the organization and stuff. And there was also one other A-grade assassin, or is it S-grade assassin, Somin or something like that, that also helped the girl. So they combated this mercenary organization and actually won. When they won, at the ending, surprise, a guest, her uncle was still alive. And he smiled, she smiled back. Yo, that place blew my mind, bro. Like, because we saw him deleted there inside the tub. I think he's from his wrist or something, pouring red. So I thought he was deleted already, but something in my mind, subconsciously, I was just like, nah, there's no way this guy is slid like this. That's not possible. He couldn't have just deleted himself like that. He couldn't have logged out, escaped just like that. Not possible. But he kept going on. I didn't see him again all through till that time. So I was like, maybe actually. But as I saw him that last scene, it blew my mind. But I want to know how is that possible? Because this good guy, Bae Jungmin, the MC's friend, saw him in the tub and actually touched his body and everything. So how could they fake all that? I feel like they be putting some cap, all this too much fantasy. Not too much fantasy, but maybe adding, just make it more mysterious and stuff. They be adding some out of this world bull. How can a man survive so many shots, chokings, and a whole bomb, bruh? Come on, man. You're telling me he survived because him be who? Him get Rolex. Nah, man, stop capping, I beg. Stop capping. There was a particular scene. It was when those mercenaries came to attack the MC in her house, the house where she and her uncle. By the way, the guns and machinery they were using was crazy. It could have leveled the whole house. Anyway, the mercenaries, they camped at a bridge at the back of the house, a faraway bridge. Well, not so far away. I think they said it was 500 miles, right? Wait, no, not 500 miles. Well, big. That's too. I think it's 500 meters away, and that's where they were using a sniper. The main guy, Lee Sung-jo, that was the guy that was working or had the closest relationship with the Lotus mercenary, Bill, the whole group. So that guy was there with a sniper. There was a scene where he saw the girl's head peeking out. When he shot, he didn't really get it and she went back in. From COD, from Call of Duty, PUBG, we know the next move. If that shot missed when they were in the open, what should you do? Obviously, it's to bang the wall now where they're leaning, right? You wall bang that wall, bow. And if he did, they could have episodes were finished now. But he didn't. Anyway, all around, the thing was pretty interesting. The part The part with that robot that could do everything, bro. That was pure fantasy. You tell me one small cat-like robot. The body is just like a cat. You tell me he has a whole chopper. He has a slice and dicer or whatever. He can do this and jump. Man, be real. Where does he store all those? Where does he store all those things? But for really, if something like that was possible, that would be crazy, dog. Just the way you are and deploy. Anyway, all round, I liked it. How? Let me see. How was my rating staple? What's my rating staple again? It's art. Okay, that's what. How will I judge art here? Let me see. Okay, instead of art, for movies, I'll say acting. But won't that coincide with character? No, it won't. It won't. Okay, I'll say acting. To be honest, when I watched it, I thought, why can't I remember this MC's uncle's name? That's my favorite character in that whole K-drama. I can't really remember his name right now, but I will check it and maybe add it to these things. But that uncle is just what I like. Doesn't talk too much, can fight, and is just all-round coded. I like his character, his acting particularly. The way he was quiet and his whole face and whole, let me say, behavior, his whole vibe. I thought that's how he actually is real life. So I asked, like, has this guy played in any other K-drama? Has he acted in any other K-drama? Has he starred in any other K-drama? And she was like, yeah, he has played in this other one. What was the name? I think it had Goblin in it. Goblin's Night or something like that. They say he played in it and I was like, was he also calm and reticent like he is here? She was like, nah, he was like goofy and stuff like that. Say what? Hey yo, that means this guy can actually act, because I fell for the whole character there. Not fell in. I mean, I just like fell for it like a joke kind of thing. Like I got played. His acting is actually really good. The MC too. The girl really did well. I can't really say there was any bad acting there. They were all professional and I actually liked it. There's not really much they did wrong except the MC closing her eye. Like the exact eye you're using to look through the scope of the sniper, that's the one you closed. So is your other eye that has scope in it or what? Your uncle's genes can't make up for that, man. So the acting, let me see, out of 5 stars I'll give it just because of those small details, like that closing of eye, something. I'll give it 4.7. Should I give it 4.7 or should I just say 7? So everything is out of, not 7, 0.7. I'll do everything out of 1 star, right? So next is story. The story is actually interesting. The whole shop for killers, people that come to attack them, maybe to get control of the business or something, and her whole MC that had to grow up on her own basically, because her uncle wasn't taking care of her. She had to do everything she wanted on her own, and if she wanted anything, she would just write it and paste it, and basically they were just cohabiting a house together. They weren't living together. So the uncle would just come and cook his own food. She would cook her own when she's ready, or he would come and cook. She will warm her own whenever she's ready. He'll go out, she'll go to school, she'll come back and do this or that. So she just grew up on her own, and the story actually ties well together. I'm sure it doesn't just end at season 1, because that blood test guy, Bill, he still hasn't been taken care of. So art, story, character. The MC's character, she actually grows up and she does everything well. Let me say that. I think there was also a third guy, right? Was there a third guy that was helping her? Or was it the same guy? Bae Min? Because there was one... Let me not curse. There was one guy there that when they started shooting at the house, he just fell unconscious or fainted or something and couldn't do anything at all to help. He was just fainted on the ground all through the gun blast. So the story, let's say 5 stars. And the character, real, all those plays that guy did made me, well, that's the whole point of his character, evil and stuff, is to make you hate him. So the fact that I hate him means he actually played the part really, really well. So everyone played their parts very well. Even the Muay Thai teacher that taught the MC how to fight a little, passing, they all played their parts well. And one particular part that made me laugh is when they were at that condolence session, some guys that knew them, taxi drivers or whatever, will come and sit on the table and be drinking and be talking and be talking some crap a curse word. Well, they'll just be talking some wild things about G-Man.
걔가 공부를 얼마나 못했는데 성적표가 올 가요 가 어? 그런데 뭐시로 국정원 들어가 거기 공부 존나 잘해야 돼.
Anyway, by the way, that Muay Thai teacher scammed some people and left, but later came back, sure. The character gets a full star too. What's next? Relation with genre/team is the last. Okay, engagement. Engagement, that was my first Kdrama, so I was pretty hooked. I didn't let up until I finished it. Though that was my first time watching episodes that are so long. Like, why are Kdramas episodes so long? A whole hour for one episode. Bro, I was getting tired watching one. I had to just go on like 1.5x speed or 2x speed to be able to finish them. But I finished them really quickly, back to back. I didn't really take breaks or whatever. It was a binge, basically a binge. So the engagement, it will get a full start too. And the relation to genre slash theme, I think the theme was action basically. No martial arts like that, just small training. So the relation to genre, I didn't really see the tags around it. So I'll still give it a full star. So I think everything is 4.7 stars, right, out of 5. That's the rating for this K-drama. I look forward to season 2 though. I think the next K-drama I'll talk about is Bloodhounds. That's the only other one I've watched. Bloodhounds is really good. To be honest, at the starting, I thought it was going to be a full martial arts K-drama and I was looking forward to it, but it just veered off to. But it was still a very good watch. We'll talk about that later in another video. Thank you for watching, like, sub, and I'll catch you on the next one. We out of here.